Hey, you. Are you still awake? I thought I heard you moving around over there. I couldn't sleep either, so I came to the observation window just to look at Earth for a while. It never gets old, does it? Seeing it like this. So small, so blue, hanging there in all that darkness. We've been up here for, 4 months now? 5? Time gets strange when every sunrise happens 16 times a day, but I still know exactly how long it's been since we left the launch pad, since they sealed us in here together, since it became just you and me floating in this tiny capsule millions of miles from anyone else. Come here. Float over here with me for a second. There's room by the window. I want you to see this. Yeah, just like that. Careful of the handrail. See? There's the coastline. I think that's South America. And the way the sun is catching the clouds, it looks like liquid gold spreading across the atmosphere. You know what's strange? Before this mission, I always thought the hardest part of space travel would be the isolation, the confinement, being trapped in this small space for months on end. But that's not what's been hard. What's been hard is being trapped in this small space with you, specifically. And I need to tell you something. Something I've been holding in for way too long. I don't even know how to start this. Which is weird because we've been talking non-stop for months. We've had every kind of conversation. We've shared every meal, every sleep cycle, every boring maintenance task, and every exciting spacewalk. We know each other's routines. We know each other's favorite foods from the limited menu. We know exactly how the other person likes their reconstituted coffee. You even know that I hum when I'm doing the water reclamation checks. And I know you always tap your fingers against the console when you're thinking really hard about something. But somehow I still don't know how to say this. Maybe I should start with when I first noticed. Do you remember our 3rd week up here, when we were doing that equipment inspection in the cargo module? You were checking the seals on the emergency supplies, and I was supposed to be cataloging the medical kit, but I kept watching you instead. The way you moved in zero gravity. You'd gotten so good at it already, so comfortable, like you were born to float. And the light from the cargo bay was hitting your face in this specific way, and you looked so focused, so competent, so beautiful. That's when I first felt it. That little flip in my stomach that had nothing to do with the zero gravity. And I told myself it was nothing, just a moment of appreciation for a crewmate. Just noticing that my mission partner happened to be attractive. But then it kept happening. Every time you smiled at one of my terrible jokes during breakfast, every time you floated past me in the corridor and our hands would accidentally brush, every time we'd both reach for the same handhold and end up way too close, face to face, breathing the same recycled air. Every single time, that feeling in my stomach got stronger, and I started looking forward to things, little things that shouldn't have mattered, like our joint exercise sessions, when we'd both be on the resistance machines, and I could watch you in the reflection of the windows, or the evening reports, when we'd float together at the communication console, shoulders almost touching, our voices lowering because even though there's no one else here, it somehow felt more intimate to speak softly. Or the sleep periods, when we'd say goodnight and close our sleeping compartments, and I'd lie there in the dark, knowing you were just a few feet away on the other side of that thin wall. And I'd wonder if you were thinking about me too, if you were lying there, staring at the ceiling, feeling the same confusing, wonderful, terrifying things I was feeling. I tried to fight it.
I really did. I reminded myself why emotional attachments in space are dangerous, why the mission has to come first, why getting distracted by feelings could compromise our safety. I told myself it would pass, that it was just the isolation talking, that my brain was just latching on to the only other human being in my immediate vicinity. But it didn't pass. It got worse. No, not worse. Stronger. It got stronger. Every day I spent with you, every conversation, every shared meal, every moment of teamwork when we'd perfectly sync up on a task without even having to speak, it all just made me fall deeper. And I started noticing things I couldn't unnotice. Like the way you always check on me first thing after you wake up, before you even check the systems. You float to my compartment and ask if I slept okay. Or how you always save the good freeze-dried desserts for me, the ones you know I like, even though I know they're your favorites too. Or the way you look at me sometimes, when you think I'm not paying attention, with this expression I can't quite read. Something soft and warm and maybe hopeful? And about 3 weeks ago, something changed. We were doing that emergency drill, the one where we practiced sealing off the compartments in case of a pressure leak. And you got stuck on the other side of the hatch from me, just for a few seconds, until we could reset the drill. But in those few seconds,
When there was this barrier between us and I couldn't see you, I couldn't hear you except through the comms, I panicked. My heart started racing, my hands started shaking, and I realized in that moment, if something actually happened to you, if there was a real emergency and I lost you, I wouldn't just be losing my crewmate, my mission partner, my friend. I'd be losing the person I've fallen completely, stupidly, irrevocably in love with. There, I said it. I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you, and I have been for months, and it's been absolutely eating me alive keeping it inside. And I know this is probably the worst possible time to tell you. We're still 3 months away from returning to Earth. We still have so much mission-critical work to do. We can't afford to make things weird or complicated between us. But I also can't keep pretending anymore. I can't keep acting like you're just my colleague when every time I look at you, I feel like my heart is trying to escape through my rib cage. Earlier today, when we were both at the observation window watching that meteor shower, we were floating so close. Your hand was right there next to mine on the handrail. I could feel the warmth of you even through the glove. And you said something about how beautiful it was, how incredible it was to witness this together. And I almost told you then. I almost turned to you and just let it all out. But I got scared that it would change everything, scared that you didn't feel the same way, scared that I'd spend the next 3 months in this capsule with someone who now felt uncomfortable around me. So I smiled and nodded and said something generic about the wonders of space, and I hated myself for it. But then tonight, lying in my compartment, staring at the same ceiling I've been staring at for months, I realized something. The fear of making things awkward, the fear of rejection, the fear of complicating the mission. None of that is worse than the fear of never telling you, of getting back to Earth and going our separate ways and spending the rest of my life wondering, what if? What if I'd been brave enough to say something? What if you felt the same way? What if we could have had 3 more months together, not just as crewmates, but as something more? So here I am, at the observation window at stupid o'clock in the ship's night cycle, with Earth rotating slowly beneath us, finally telling you the truth. I'm in love with you. I'm in love with the way you float through the corridors, graceful and confident.
I'm in love with the way you explain complex orbital mechanics like you're telling a story. I'm in love with your terrible sense of humor that somehow always makes me laugh anyway.
I'm in love with the way you say my name, the way it sounds different when it's your voice saying it. I'm in love with how kind you are. Even after months in a confined space that would make most people irritable, you're still patient, still thoughtful, still considerate. I'm in love with how smart you are, how capable, how I've watched you solve problems that seemed impossible with this calm, methodical brilliance. I'm in love with the quiet moments when we're both working in the lab module, not talking, just existing in the same space together. And somehow that feels more intimate than any conversation. And I'm in love with you, the whole you, the person you are when you think no one's watching, when you float to the window alone and look at Earth with this expression of wonder, like you're seeing it for the first time. I know this is a lot. I know I'm dumping 4 months' worth of feelings on you all at once, and you don't have to say anything right now. You don't have to respond. You don't have to feel the same way. I needed you to know. I needed to be brave enough to tell you before we go back home, before we land and get debriefed and go back to our separate lives, before I lose my chance. So, that's it. That's what I've been holding in all this time. That's why I've been distracted during briefings, why I've been taking extra long with my exercise sessions so I could be in the same module as you, why I've been volunteering for joint tasks even when I could easily handle my assignments alone. I just wanted to be near you, wanted every excuse to spend time with you, wanted to memorize every detail of these months together. Because even if you don't feel the same way, even if this confession makes things awkward for the rest of the mission, at least I'll have these memories of the time when it was just us, floating in this capsule, closer than any 2 people have ever been to the stars. You're staring at me, and I can't tell what you're thinking, and it's terrifying. Are you going to say something? Or should I just go back to my compartment and pretend this never happened? Wait, what are you... You're reaching for my hand. You're holding my hand, and you're pulling me closer. Does this mean... Oh, you feel it too. You've been feeling the same way. How long? How long have you... Since the 2nd week? That early? We're both idiots, aren't we? We've been dancing around this for months, both of us too scared to say anything, both of us thinking we were alone in this feeling. When you said you couldn't stop thinking about me, that every time I smiled at you, it made your whole day better, that you'd been falling asleep thinking about me every single night. I felt like I could finally breathe properly, like this weight I'd been carrying just lifted away. Because you feel it too, this connection between us, this thing that's been growing stronger every single day. Can I tell you something else? Something I've been too scared to even think about? I've been imagining what it would be like when we get back to Earth, if we could stay together. Not just as crewmates who shared a mission, but as partners, as people who choose to be in each other's lives. I've imagined taking you to my favorite places, the beach where I grew up, the hiking trails I love, the little cafe where I spent every Sunday before training. I've imagined holding your hand without gloves between us, kissing you without helmets in the way, waking up next to you in an actual bed instead of a sleeping compartment. I've imagined a whole life, and you're in every part of it. Is that crazy? Planning a future when we haven't even admitted our feelings until now? You're shaking your head.
You're saying it's not crazy. You've been thinking about the same things, imagining the same future. We really are on the same wavelength, aren't we? Even our overthinking is synchronized. Come here. Float closer. I just want to be near you. Is that okay? Yeah, just like that. We're so close now. I can see every detail of your face. The way your eyes reflect the light from the control panels. The way you're looking at me like I'm something precious. You know what's strange? In all my fantasies about confessing, I always imagined it would be terrifying, that I'd be stumbling over my words, panicking, immediately regretting it. But right now, floating here with you, your hand in mine, Earth rotating slowly beneath us, I just feel peaceful. Like everything finally makes sense. Like this is exactly where I'm supposed to be, with you, in this moment. Can I ask you something? What was the moment for you? When did you realize you were feeling something more than just professional respect? The morning routine? When we both reached for the water dispenser at the same time and your hand landed on top of mine and we both just froze, staring at each other. And then we both laughed and pulled away and acted like it was nothing, but for the rest of that day we kept accidentally making eye contact and looking away. I remember that. I remember thinking about it constantly for the next week, replaying that moment.
Over and over. The way your hand felt on mine, even through the gloves. I didn't realize you were doing the same thing. How did we function as a crew when we were both internally screaming about holding hands for half a second? But that's the thing, isn't it? Every little moment became significant. Every brush of shoulders floating past each other. Every shared joke that made us both laugh a little too hard. Every time our eyes met across the command module. All of it meant something. All of it was building to this. And now we're here, finally admitting what we've both known for months. That this mission, this capsule, this time we've spent together, it changed us. It changed everything. You want to know something I haven't told anyone? Not even in my personal logs? About 6 weeks ago, I woke up from a nightmare. One of those deep space anxiety dreams where something goes wrong with the life support and I can't fix it. And I was panicking, trying to calm down, doing the breathing exercises they taught us. But what actually helped, what actually made the panic stop, was hearing you through the wall, in your compartment, breathing steadily, peacefully asleep. And I realized, you make me feel safe, even out here, millions of miles from home, in the most dangerous environment humans have ever inhabited. You make me feel like everything's going to be okay. That's when I knew. That's when I knew this wasn't just attraction or loneliness or mission-induced emotional dependency. This is real. I love you. Not because you're the only other person here, but because you're you. Because even if we were back on Earth surrounded by billions of people, I'd still choose you. I'd still want to be close to you. I'd still feel this exact same way. You're crying. Hey, it's okay. Well, as okay as crying can be in zero gravity. Come here, let me... Yeah, I've got you. Let the tears float. We'll catch them later. Are these happy tears? You're nodding. Good. I'm glad. Because I feel like crying too. Not from sadness, just from relief, from joy, from finally being able to stop hiding how I feel. We have 3 more months up here, 3 more months of this mission together. But now we don't have to spend them pretending. We don't have to measure every word, second guess every glance. We can just be together. Is it okay if can I hold you? Like, properly hold you? Come here. This is perfect. Floating here, wrapped around each other, watching Earth spin below us. I can feel your heartbeat, even through both our uniforms. Can you feel mine? It's racing. Has been since the moment I saw you floating here at the window. Since I decided tonight was the night I'd finally be brave enough to tell you. You know what I'm most looking forward to? Now that we've done this, all the little things, the daily things, saying good morning and actually meaning it as something more than a professional greeting. Having our meals together and being able to stare at you without pretending I'm just spacing out. Doing our maintenance tasks side by side and letting our hands touch without pulling away like we've been shocked. Floating past you in the corridor and maybe stealing a quick kiss when there's no one around to see. Oh, wait, there's never anyone around to see. It's just us. That's going to take some getting used to. The fact that we can actually be affectionate without worrying about professionalism or mission protocols. I mean, we still have to be professional. We still have work to do. We can't spend all day floating around being romantic. But maybe some of the day? What do you think? How should we do this? Should we keep it quiet for now? Not tell mission control? Just let this be our secret for the next 3 months. Or should we report it? Follow proper protocols? You're right. We should probably keep it quiet, at least until we're home. Not because we're doing anything wrong, but because the psychological evaluation team would want to monitor us constantly, file reports, analyze every interaction. And this, what we have, it's private. It's ours. I don't want them dissecting it, turning it into data, treating our feelings like an interesting case study. So yeah, it'll be our secret. Just you and me, floating in this capsule, in love. In love. I can say that now. I can say I'm in love with you, and it's not just in my head anymore. It's real. It's spoken. It's between us. Do you know how many times I almost said it? How many times the words were right there, on the tip of my tongue? During that spacewalk 2 weeks ago, when we were outside the capsule together, tethered to the hull, working on the solar panel repair. And you said something about how small Earth looked, how fragile, how seeing it like that made you understand how precious everything is. I almost said it then. I almost told you that you were the most precious thing in my world, that looking at you made me understand what it meant to really see someone. But I chickened out, made some generic comment about perspective, and hated myself for it. Or that time in the lab module, when we were running those plant growth experiments, and you got so excited about the seedling finally sprouting. You were floating there with this huge smile, explaining the science with so much enthusiasm, and you looked so beautiful, so alive, so full of wonder. I wanted to kiss you right then, wanted to float over and just show you how I felt instead of trying to find words. But again, I got scared, turned away, focused on my work, wasted opportunity after wasted opportunity. But not anymore. No more missed chances. No more hiding. From now on, when I want to tell you I love you,
I will. When I want to hold your hand, I will. When I want to kiss you, can I? Can I kiss you? Is that okay? You're nodding. You're saying yes. Come closer. Just a little bit. That was everything I imagined, and somehow still better. Your lips are so soft, even up here, even in this recycled air, even with everything. Can we do that again? Yeah? I could get used to this. Floating here, kissing you, with Earth as our backdrop, like we're in some impossible romantic dream. You know what's funny? All the training we did, all the simulations, all the preparation for every possible scenario, no one prepared us for this, for falling in love in space. They warned us about isolation, about the psychological challenges of long-term missions, about maintaining mental health in confinement. But they never mentioned what happens when confinement stops feeling like confinement, when it starts feeling like home, because the right person is there with you. You make this capsule feel like home. You make this cold metal box floating through the void feel warm and safe and right. Is it weird that I'm almost sad we only have 3 months left? I mean, I miss Earth. I miss gravity and fresh air and real food and being able to walk without floating. But I also love this, what we have here, this bubble where it's just us, no outside world, no distractions, no one else. Just you and me and the stars. But we'll figure it out, won't we? When we get back, we'll find a way to make this work planet-side, to keep this feeling, this closeness, because I'm not letting you go, not after finally having you. You're smiling. I can feel it against my shoulder. What are you thinking? You're thinking the same thing. You're already planning our first real date back on Earth. Dinner at that Italian place you love, the one with the outdoor seating and the view of the city. That sounds perfect. Absolutely perfect. And then we can go for a walk, hold hands without gloves, feel actual wind on our faces, breathe air that hasn't been recycled 1,000 times. And at the end of the night, I can kiss you goodnight properly, not in a space capsule, but on solid ground, under actual stars instead of being among them. But we have to get through the next 3 months first. And honestly, now that we've done this, now that we've admitted how we feel, I think these might be the best 3 months of my life. Every day, every shift, every task, I get to spend with you. Not as just my crewmate, but as my partner. Is that okay? Can I call you that? My partner? You like that. I can tell by the way you're holding me tighter. My partner, my love, mine. You're mine and I'm yours, and we're floating through space together. 2 people who found each other in the most impossible place. We should probably try to sleep soon. We have that systems diagnostic in, 6 hours? But I don't want to let go yet. I don't want to float back to my compartment and close the door and be separated from you. Can we just stay here a little longer? Just floating together, watching Earth, being close. Thank you for listening, for not running away, for feeling the same way. Thank you for being you, for being exactly who you are, for making these months bearable, for making them beautiful. I love you.
I can say it now, as many times as I want. I love you. I love you. I love you. And hearing you say it back, hearing those words from your lips, it's better than any view of Earth, better than any spacewalk, better than anything I've ever experienced. You're yawning. Come on, let's get you to bed. We can float to the sleeping quarters together. I'll make sure you're settled in your compartment, and tomorrow, when we wake up, this will still be real. This will still be us. We'll have breakfast together, and it'll mean something different now. We'll work side by side, and maybe our hands will touch, and we won't have to pretend it's an accident. We'll catch each other's eyes and smile and know that we're together now. Come on, let's go. I'll hold your hand the whole way. There, see? Not so hard to let go of the window when I know I'm not letting go of you. Careful of that corner. Yeah, grab the handrail. We're getting pretty good at moving through the capsule together, like we're synchronized, like we instinctively know how the other person moves. Here we are, your compartment. Let me help you with the door seal. There, all set. Sweet dreams, okay? Dream of Earth. Dream of our future. Dream of everything we're going to do when we get home. And if you wake up and need anything, I'm right here, just on the other side of this wall, like always. Except now you know. Now you know I'm here because I want to be, because I love you, because there's nowhere else I'd rather be. Good night, my love. Sleep well. Wait, before you close the door, can I one more kiss? Okay, now you can sleep. I'll see you in the morning, bright and early, when the artificial sunrise wakes us up. And we'll start our first full day together as partners, as people who love each other. I can't wait. Good night. Sweet dreams. I love you. Close your eyes. Let yourself drift. Let the gentle vibration of the capsule lull you to sleep. I'm right here. Always right here. Tomorrow and every day after, I'll be here, loving you, floating through the stars with you. Sleep now. Rest. Dream beautiful dreams. And know that when you wake up, I'll still be here, still loving you, still grateful for every moment we have together. Good night, my love, my partner, my everything. See you in the morning. Sweet dreams.